Okay, let's jump into this. You know that feeling, that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're chatting, the face is familiar, maybe you even had a good conversation before, and then poof,
Name's just gone.
just gone, vanished. That little wave of social panic, we've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Probably more often than we'd like to admit, honestly. That momentary blank spot.
Exactly. And that exact kind of awkward moment is, well, it's the starting point for our deep dive today.
Okay.
We're looking at this YouTube video. It's from a channel called English Podcast Zone. The video title is Learn English Quickly with Podcast English Learning Conversation Episode 1.
Right. So aimed at English learners.
Yeah, basically. It features this conversation between two characters, Marco and Erica, and it's all about everyday English.
Mm-hmm.
But the core of one interaction they break down, it's precisely that slightly embarrassing situation of forgetting someone.
Ah, interesting. So a language lesson that actually gives us a window into something, well, much more universal.
That's what I thought. It's this surprisingly good chance to think about, communication, memory, how we handle those little social hiccups.
Yeah, the stuff we all deal with, not just language learners.
Totally. So whether you're working on your English or just like navigating life, our mission here is to really dig into this conversation snippet and see what we can pull out.
All right, let's do it. Where does the scene start?
Okay, so it opens with these two characters, Nick and Anna. They bump into each other. Looks like it's in their neighborhood. Nick starts things off very casual, just, how's it going?
Mm-hmm. And the video points that out, right? As a natural way to say, how are you?
Exactly. Part of their fluency builder bit. Just smooth, everyday English.
Good example.
So Anna replies, mentions her office is right around the corner, and then she adds that they actually met last week at the conference.
Ah, okay, so there's a backstory.
Yeah, a little one. They apparently talk about foreign investment. So just those few lines, and you get a sense they're not complete strangers.
Right, those details matter. It wasn't just a passing glance. They had a specific conversation, a professional one even. Sets up a bit of expectation.
Totally. And Nick confirms that. He says he really enjoyed our conversation about foreign investment
Okay.
and that he wants to meet up again and continue our discussion. So he's reinforcing that connection, or trying to.
He's definitely signaling that he remembers the interaction positively and wants to build on it.
Yeah, suggesting he remembers her.
Exactly. Which leads us
The
to...
contact info part. Nick offers his card, but he says he's in a bit of a hurry.
Okay, that phrase, the video explains that one too.
Yep, in their language takeaways. Just means, short on time, got to move quickly. They give examples like, can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry. Pretty straightforward.
It's a useful social lubricant, isn't it? A polite way to signal you need to wrap things up.
Definitely. But then Anna asks something that I thought was interesting. She asks, you still have my contact details, right?
Ooh. Okay, not did we exchange details, but you still have them.
Right. It implies they definitely exchanged them before, and she expects him to remember that and, well, have kept them.
That really does raise the stakes, socially speaking. It reinforces her expectation of being remembered.
Yeah, makes the next bit even more noticeable.
Yeah.
The moment of truth. Nick has to confess. He says, this is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Ah, the classic slipped my mind.
Yep. The video breaks that down, too. Just means you forgot something accidentally. Like, oh, sorry I didn't call back. It totally slipped my mind. It's such a common phrase, isn't it?
Very common, and it softens the blow, It suggests it wasn't intentional, just a momentary lapse. Less about importance, more about, well, memory just being tricky.
And Anna's reaction is just perfect. She's like, sure, my name is Anna Faris. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time.
Oh, it's great. Very gracious.
Totally. And then she adds, I'm terrible with names, too. Which brings up another phrase the video highlights. Terrible with.
Meaning just bad at something.
Exactly. Like being terrible with numbers or terrible with directions. Or in this case, names.
Her response is really textbook social grace, isn't it? By immediately saying she has the same problem, she just diffuses the whole awkwardness. Makes it okay.
Completely. Takes all the pressure off Nick. It's a really smart way to handle it. It makes me think, what do you usually do in that situation? If a name just evaporates?
Ah, that's a good question. Well, it depends on the context, I suppose. Like you mentioned, the business card trick can work in professional settings sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes subtly asking a mutual friend later, if possible.
Mm-mm.
Or, if it feels right, just owning up to it like Nick did, but maybe trying to soften it. How about you? You mentioned that family reunion.
Oh, God, don't remind me. Yes, blanking on my cousin's long-term partner's name. Mortifying. Honestly, in professional settings, asking for the card again is my go-to. Or sometimes asking for their email to send them something, which requires them spelling their name.
Sneaky,
No.
but effective.
You got to do what you got to do. But why is it often names specifically? Faces I can often remember, but names, poof.
Yeah, that's a really common experience, and there's some psychology behind it. Names are often quite arbitrary, aren't they? They're just labels. They don't inherently connect to the person's features or the content of your conversation in the same way.
Okay.
So your brain might prioritize encoding the what of the interaction, the topics, the feeling over the who, the specific label. Faces, though, are processed more holistically. We're kind of wired to recognize faces.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like seeing someone out of context, knowing you know them, but the name won't come.
Exactly. And things like stress or just having a lot on your mind, cognitive load, can make retrieval even harder in the moment.
Right. So, okay, let's quickly recap some of those useful bits of language from the video. We had in a bit of a hurry,
Yep, moving quickly, short on time.
contact details.
All that info, name, number, email, the stuff on a business card usually.
And the big one, slipped my mind.
Just means forgotten accidentally. A gentler way to put it.
And they also talked about the word around, didn't they? Like the different nuances.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Around here, meaning generally nearby.
Right, versus right around the corner, which is like super close, maybe the next street.
Mm-hmm. And then around there being a bit more vague, but still close to a mentioned location. Subtle but useful distinctions in everyday talk.
Definitely. And terrible with, meaning bad at something.
Like names, numbers, faces. Very versatile.
And we can't forget the opener. How's it going?
That nice, casual alternative to "how are you" sets a friendly tone.
So when you step back, it's kind of cool how this short dialogue, really designed to teach English, actually tells us so much about just interacting.
It really does. It shows how common these little social challenges are, like forgetting a name, and it gives practical examples through the dialogue itself of how people manage them.
Yeah, it shows that smoothing over those bumps is part of communication too.
And it underlines that language isn't just words and rules. It's also about knowing these common phrases, these little social scripts that help things flow more easily.
Builds confidence too, knowing how to handle those moments, whether you're at a conference or just, running into someone on the street.
It does make you think, doesn't it? How much of feeling comfortable socially comes down to knowing these unwritten rules and phrases? And how much does just admitting our own fallibility, like Anna saying she's also bad with names, help grease the wheels of interaction?
Yeah, totally. Okay, so wrapping this up, key takeaways from this little deep dive. First, it's okay to forget names. It happens to basically everyone.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
Second, phrases like slipped my mind are super useful for owning it gracefully. Or even just admitting I'm terrible with names can work wonders.
Right, it normalizes it.
And third, simple casual openings like how's it going are often the best way to start a friendly chat.
Good summary. And maybe a final thought for you to consider. Think about memory in our world today. It's so fast-paced. We meet so many people, virtually or in person. How do we square that constant influx of connections with the fact that our memory is, well, fundamentally human and imperfect, especially with names? It's an interesting tension to think about how we manage connection and recall in modern life.
That's a really good point to chew on. How do we balance connection with being human and forgetful sometimes? Great food for thought.
Indeed.
Well, thanks for digging into this everyday interaction with us. We hope you found some useful nuggets in there.